I'm Lisa, the artist behind Lachri Fine Art. It is Tuesday, so I'm here to critique one of your original paintings or drawings. If you have an original painting or drawing that you would like to submit for critique, head over to lachri.com/critiques. That link is below in the video description, and this is the only place I'll give you that information. If you just message me or tweet me, I love when I get tweets and stuff, but I answer the question in every video, every week, every time. There is a very, very long waiting list at this point to have your work critiqued, so if you do want advice on your artwork sooner, you can head over to either our Facebook or our Google Plus groups. I will have links to both of those in the video description, and there are other artists that you can ask advice for there. This week's submission comes from artist Amber Pritchard. She has completed this painting. I believe it's acrylic. She didn't say in the submission, but it looks like acrylics to me. I love the flow of this piece. The overall balance, the design, the composition is stunning. This is one of those pieces that if you see hanging in a gallery wall, you're going to stop and look at it. The contrast here, there's just so much that just grabs your attention and draws you into the piece. Great, great work. I've only got a few suggestions for you on this one. First is when painting a portrait in black and white, you have to be a little bit careful because it is really easy to make that black and white portrait come out looking like a stone statue. And so here you've got the shadows on the cheekbones. Yes, you've got strong contrast on this piece, which is important and I think is beautiful, but you've got to be careful where you do that, where you have those harsh lines. And the shadow on the cheekbone, going to be a little bit harsh. The hair is another area where it looks more like stone than hair just because there's so much high contrast between your lights and your darks here. So those are two areas I would put a little bit more time into softening that out. And for anyone who's painting or doing portraits in black and white, be aware of that. Be careful that your edges aren't too harsh, aren't too jagged, which, I mean, you don't really typically want that in a portrait anyway, but it's more noticeable in a black and white piece where you look at it and go, okay, I'm not sure if it's supposed to be a stone statue or if it's an actual portrait. So it's just something to be aware of when shading everything in black and white. My next tip is on the white of the shirt. Remember, when you're painting or drawing anything, white is almost never going to be straight white. If you paint stuff flat black, flat white, you end up having something look very flat. You don't have a lot of dimension in that area. So make sure, like his shirt, you can add a lot more shading in there so that it's not quite so white. My last tip is for getting good photos of your artwork. Now, I know it is hard to get good photos without a harsh glare on it, especially for any area that has darker portions. I had a problem on this wolf. I had to position him in several places around my apartment until I found just the right light situation where I wasn't getting that glare. So make sure when you do take photos of your artwork, you don't ever use a flash, and I think that's one of the things that's happening here. Either a flash or a harsh light is shining directly on it. But try taking photos in different areas so that you don't get that flash or that high glare, and that is going to allow people to better appreciate your finished artwork and really get a feel of what that piece looks like. If you are using any sort of lighting, ideally, you want the lighting coming in at about a 45-degree angle. You don't want it straight on. You want them coming from the sides, angling in this way. And usually you'll use at least two lights coming from both directions here, but not anything that's shining directly at the piece. That'll help you to avoid some of that glare. This is a beautiful, beautiful piece. The flow on this is just perfect. I love this one. Have you subscribed yet? If not, I have a button right there. It's round, orange arrow. Can't miss it. If you click on that, that'll help you to keep up to date with all 5 of my new art videos every single week. Unless you're already subscribed. Don't click again. That actually unsubscribes you. That's not helpful at all for helping you to keep up to date with all of these videos. I'll see you guys tomorrow.